that's all right. It's me and you. We got a special kind of friendship.
I am not your friend.
Sure you are. Fishing buddy?
Yeah, baby. You're my fishing
Right.
buddy.
So I'm convinced you have that thing just to vex me.
What thing?
The fishing buddy.
Oh, that annoys you?
Yeah. I've said it time and time again.
Well, look, you've got the beaver, and I have that for you. So there you go.
There you go.
We all win, we all lose. So today we're going to be talking about one of my favorite films of all time, Dirty Harry. I went to see this movie in the theater. Like I told you, if I was with my dad or my brother and there's an R-rated movie and they wanted to see it, I was going to see that movie. And this is one of them. I would see this with my dad. And I've loved this film. So as a kid, man, what was I? I was 7, I think, when this came out. 7 or
Yeah.
I think it was 7.
71.
Yeah, 71 would make me 7.
Yeah.
I was 7 years old when this came out. I fucking love this movie, man.
Yeah.
I became a real movie aficionado before I was even 10. I loved good movies. And I mean realistic, fucking gritty movies. I was what do they call that? I was nursed on these kinds of films. Spoon fed with a little rubber safe spoon so you don't cut the little baby's mouth on it. So, and by the way, I want to welcome Mephisto here today. We've missed him the last couple times. Always good to see you, my friend.
This is what I'm eating. I just don't want to eat on camera.
Oh, that's okay, man. We don't care. I eat on camera all the time. Fuck it.
It keeps happening. It keeps happening to me. I've been good all day, like controlling the hunger, and then 10 p.m. rolls by, and I need to eat.
I am
same, dude. Same.
Something.
This is what I'm eating.
Doesn't help me.
These are a snack that's a healthy snack. They are freeze-dried oranges, and they're just chewy, and I like them. They're not sweet because they're bitter because it has the rind on it, and I just
which
like
is the
them.
healthiest
They're
part, the white part of the rind.
I'll eat these.
I can't
I'm
wait
gonna
to
eat
try
one.
them. We have that here. It sucks.
I'll make the noises for Mephisto.
Guys, enjoy your food.
You now, PCM with ASMR.
Right.
So I'm sadly waiting here because I'm almost out of my caffeinated drinks. And I'm kind of stressing because I've had to hold back on drinking. I'm waiting for a delivery so I can start making my caffeinated drinks again. Mayor, that was a Shakespeare in the Park production of Julius Caesar, you moron. You killed 5 actors.
Yeah, I like that homage in The Naked Gun to this one.
Yeah,
So
that's funny.
now, one of the cool things about this movie, and this was something that really kind of got started, it really in the 60s, was referred to as ultra widescreen, which there is one bigger than that, but it's not used very often. It's called super ultra wide, and it's 32:9 aspect ratio.
Lawrence of Arabia shot on that.
Who shot on this?
Okay.
Ultra widescreen.
Okay.
And ultra widescreen, and a lot of people think, oh, well, you shoot it in the camera that way on the film stock. And I'm like, no. What they do is they shoot it on film stock that's either regular 35 or super wide 35, which is the 16:9 aspect ratio. And what they do is they use a special lens to squeeze it inward, and it's the correct height for the film, but all the information to the left and right is squeezed in by the anamorphic lens they use. And so it is then in the process of being printed that it is printed at the 21:9 aspect ratio. 16:10 is your typical widescreen as well as 16:9. Ignore that fucking thing on the right that is 9:16 because fucking idiots are the only ones that watch movies in that aspect ratio, and they deserve to be kicked in the crotch.
Oh my God. My step grandmother, she's the sweetest person. And she's my stepmom's mother. And she never made a difference between us kids and her actual grandkids, who are all the same to her. So she's the sweetest person. She cannot work a mobile phone. All the photos and videos she does at family gatherings are like that. I'm like, Jesus
Dude.
Christ. We tried to tell her so many times. Just other way around. She can't learn that.
There
And
are
she uses
YouTube
white
channels.
lens, too.
There are YouTube channels that shoot soap opera in that format.
Oh God.
Yeah.
But ask Gary, he's seen a photo of me and my nephew Oscar, the youngest one. And my forehead looks gigantic because she's using the wide lens. She can't.
Also,
she can't-
though, that boy is so gorgeous.
Oh,
He
he's the
is
prettiest baby.
just a beautiful baby. He reminds me of my son Sean when he was a baby, because he just had a smile that would knock you out. And this Oscar has one of those smiles, man, knock you for a loop. Just you see a smile like that on a kid, and it just makes your heart melt. You're like, oh, I want a baby. And so let's see who's all here. We got first in the house today was Snorty,
Hi, Snorty.
and then Gambit. Gambit came in after. Or
I'm
as
still
we
here,
say-
Guapo.
as we say in the adult world, Gambit took sloppy seconds to Snorty. Let's see.
Oh, come on.
Clay Thomason is third in the house, and we won't even describe what it looks like when she's been through two guys already. Come on, guys. Don't make me.
Why?
I know what you're thinking. Did he fire 6 shots? Yeah. And you know what annoyed me? And I love the guy. So I'm gonna talk about this guy real quick because you just said the line. This gentleman, a lot of you might know his name. A lot of people don't know his name.
Of course.
But his name is
Scorpio.
Andrew Robinson. He plays Scorpio, the killer, in this movie. And he's been in other films and TV shows, but he did not have a very good career because of the fact that he played such a villain in this. It hurt his career.
Yeah.
And
And it
The
sucks
only other
because
thing I
he's
remember him in
brilliant.
is the original Hellraiser.
Yeah, I was
He
going to
was
say
the guy that the
As the-
Cenobites were
yeah, he
at.
plays both. He
Yeah.
plays both brothers in it.
Mhm.
And look, he could have had a better career. There's no question of it. But I'm glad that he eventually got a career towards the end of it with this character of Garrick, and he became one of the most beloved
DS9.
character in Star Trek DS9 history. He is just a fan favorite character, and he
Just
pulled it off, man.
Garak.
He's Garrick the Tailor. And by the way, his character is loosely based off the Tailor of Panama. It's what inspired the character. So I always knew him from DS9. It blew my mind when I found out he was the villain in this movie. I've only known him as the villain of this movie. And then when I was an adult, I saw DS9. And I'm like, oh, yeah, that's the killer from Dirty Harry. But yeah, he was also in Hellraiser. He plays the dad, but his skin gets taken over by his brother. So he plays the brother too.
Well,
Once he
no
takes
more
over his
skin
body.
problems.
Yeah. Snorty needs his video.
Yeah,
that
he needs
reach.
2 videos.
Yep.
Come on, let's go.
Let's start with
Let's go.
And this one.
Oh.
Lock your back door. I'm coming through that way tonight to love you for sure.
So,
That's Breckenmeyer. I love that guy. He's a good voice
Hey,
actor.
Penny's
and actor.
here.
Hi, Penny.
Hi, Penny. And so I'm going to go back to this because, one of the things I want to point out about this film too is that the big scene at the beginning of the film, not the sniper scene, but when he goes to get like his lunch, was actually shot on the Warner backlot. And this shot has always driven me crazy because
Yeah.
they shot it from a low angle, which is great, but that is actually not the tops of buildings. Those are
You're not supposed to
cut
show
off.
that.
You're not supposed to show that part. A lot of times those were either dealt with through cropping or through matte painting, and that is actually a ledge, not the rooftop. And so it's kind of weird seeing it, but you're not supposed to notice it. And they use the telephone lines there to kind of throw you off a little bit, but that is absolutely not the rooftop, and it's weird seeing that part of the building. And I just wanted to show that because a lot of people don't notice that that's actually not a rooftop. That's cut off at the next window ledge. And like I said, they usually cropped when they shot it at Warner Brothers backlot or any of the backlots. They crop so you can't tell where they're at. Because like if you even look slightly left or right of some buildings, all you see is the city and mountains. So it's because some of it's near Simi Valley, and there are little rolling hills, small mountains, whatever you want to call them. But Dirty Harry is something that kind of like annoyed me for a long time once I found this out, because if you watch the movie, you will notice fairly quickly that there is a credit missing in the movie. And I don't know if anybody knows what I'm talking about, but here we go. I'll show you real quick. Here it is. Did it load? Yeah, there we go. Screenplay by Harry Julian Fink and R.M. Fink and Dean Reisner. Okay? Story by Harry Julian Fink and R.M. Fink. So you got that, but does anybody notice a name missing, or do you know what name is missing? Yes. John Milius.
How can you not give him credit? How dare you?
Well, he was a script
You mean
doctor.
Walter Sobchak?
So John Milius, his name, you can't see it down at the bottom because of the banner, but don't worry about it. That's who that is. And he's actually holding one of the film's 44 Magnums. And you can spot that it's a film accurate one because it has the red match sight on the front side. And it's a great pistol, and I love this man. I adore him. If I were legally allowed to, I'd probably worship him. But his daughter keeps having me kicked off the property. But Milius is just one of those great fucking writers. And he was brought in as a script doctor, and that's why his name's not mentioned. You'll hear people talk about it, and they'll say, well, he was uncredited. It's like, well, just say what it is. It has a name. It's called a script doctor. Script doctors don't get credit. And a lot of people don't know Carrie Fisher is a hell of a script doctor. And so is John Milius. And Milius beefed up the dialogue. And in fact, just to make it clear to you, he not only fixed a lot of the problems within the script, he actually modeled Harry Callahan's character off of several real cops, including the real detective involved in the Zodiac. Cheeto, I think was his name, Chido, I think was his name. Anyway, so, and what's funny is there's a payoff for that when you watch the movie Zodiac. They have fuckhead Mark Ruffalo playing him in the film, and Ruffalo sees Dirty Harry and then condemns Dirty Harry for vigilante justice, which is the common criticism this movie got, that Dirty Harry Callahan is being vigilante in this. And I'm like, no, he's not. Which is why they made the second film the way they made it, showing you what a vigilante is. When you have cops playing vigilante, he is out there out front trying to do his job in this movie. And the government keeps interfering, politics keep interfering in him doing his job. And he has that great line, which I saw a minute ago, Gambit had posted. There it is. There it is. Hold on.
No. That line is from Naked Gun, inspired by the one in Dirty Harry.
Well, he says, well, the law is crazy. And he's right. You know, I tried to find it and it moved on me, so I couldn't find it. I can't find it in here.
Okay. You do the show, I'll hunt it for you.
It was up
here it is. Here it is.
Yeah. Well, the law is crazy because he says that in the film. And it's true. He's given a really good criticism of it, which is what we were just talking about the other day, me and some of my military buddies, about rules of engagement with the military. And I was talking to Don Ecker about it. I said, they were looking at the guy who had just killed a bunch of people, but because he had slung his weapon, they couldn't shoot him because of the current rules of engagement in 2004. You know, you got these fucking pencil pushing fucking assholes that make these rules of engagement for the military that don't know fucking shit about how to conduct warfare. And you tell an infantryman looking right at a bad guy that just killed people, and because he's not firing, he's no longer allowed to shoot at him. So they go weapons tight. And it's a kind of fucking bureaucratic bullshit that's dealt with in this film. And this movie was more of a criticism of bureaucracy than anything. And it really does a fairly good job. But you get these fucking leftoid morons out there, the critics of the time, you know, complaining about, you know, he's a vigilante. No, he's not. He has a fucking badge and he's trying to do his job. And you fucking assholes, people like you, are interfering with him doing his job, trying to, you know, clean up the street and get a bad guy off the street. And he gets another one of them. He gets this fucking Berkeley judge telling him that none of the stuff that was discovered there on the property is admissible in court now because of what he did by, you know, pushing down on his wounded leg.
He tortured him to get the information.
You pushed a boo-boo. That's torture. No, I've seen torture. That's not torture. That's just a reminder. Remember that pain you forgot about? Here it is again. He didn't add to the injury. He just reminded him of the injury.
The thing I love about this movie is they go out of the way every chance they get to show you the power of this fucking gun he uses, because when he shoots him in the leg, he does a fucking head over heels flip by getting hit by this gun. It's really cool. I thought it was neat.
There's no walking on that leg. There's no walking on that leg. You know, if you get hit by a 223 in the leg, your leg is broken. I'm just here to tell you, like, unless it's a flesh wound, if it goes in your fucking leg near that bone is broken. You're not going to walk on that fucking leg.
Not just broken, shattered.
Yeah. So with the 44 and Magnum,
they also inadvertently made a nice little segment for Sesame Street for the count. Did you count 5 bullets or 6 bullets?
Yeah. So going back to what I was talking about, which was Milius, he had sharpened the film's gritty tone, modeled Callahan's personality after real life detectives that he knew, including Cheeto, the guy that was the investigator for the Zodiac, which this movie is based on the Zodiac. And
that's why they call him Scorpio.
Scorpio. And by the way, he was still actively out there. The Zodiac killer was. when this movie was made. So it was like
And a lot of
there
people
was a
got
lot
nervous.
of criticism. Well, there's a lot of criticism for it too. So, but more importantly, just like with Apocalypse Now, all those memorable lines that Callahan says in this movie were all created by John Milius. Milius
Who
wrote
was it that
the
said
fact-
that? You know, all the lines that you keep quoting, that's Milius. Who said that?
That's Francis
I
Ford
forgot.
Coppola. Because somebody says,
yeah.
well, what part did you write and what part did Milius write of Apocalypse Now? He goes, you know all those lines that you guys love to quote from the movie Apocalypse Now? They're like, yeah. He goes, those were all John Milius. I didn't write any of those. So Milius wrote many of the catchphrases through the years of the Dirty Harry film, including the next film and the next film. He would come up with these great little fucking lines. You know, what was the one he did later? Make My Day.
Yeah.
You know,
he's got one in every movie. The one from Enforcer
one,
escapes me though, but the one from Magnum Force was Man's Got to Know His Limitations.
Got to know his limitations.
Yeah.
Make My Day was the line that is delivered in this film that goes, you've got to ask yourself one question. Do I feel lucky? Well, do you, punk?
Do you, punk?
That is John Milius 100%. And his job was to totally fix the film. And now I want to point out that Siegel, the director of the film, good friends with Clint Eastwood. And Clint Eastwood gets co-direction credit, by the way. If you go to IMDb, it shows it. But the fact is, Don Siegel directed this movie, and he had a very close relationship with Eastwood. And as I bring this up, I want to point out that there was a hate-love relationship between John Wayne and Clint Eastwood. And Eastwood loved John Wayne, and John Wayne didn't want anything to do with it because he didn't like the way he did characters that would shoot somebody in the back, you know. And Eastwood was just being pragmatic, you know, realistic. Because, like, if you know this, if you got a bad guy running away from you that's armed, you're going to shoot him in the back.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no winging him. Don't wing. You can't aim to wing. Good luck if you try. You'll probably miss. The best, why you're always taught shoot center mass, is because that's what you're supposed to aim for. Yeah. And so that's why that line in fucking Lethal Weapon pissed me off so much. You see that? You see that? I winged him. Now we can ask him questions. It's like, then you're a terrible cop.
Let's fix this. The whole point of shooting center mass is so you're
not supposed to squeeze that trigger unless the intent is to take him down. Your intent is to kill him. You're not supposed to shoot to wound. Why? Because that opens your city and municipality into all kinds of fucking lawsuits. If you intentionally and have known to have intentionally wounded somebody, done it on purpose, you're going to get sued. Your city's going to get sued. Possibly the municipality and your state is going to get sued to death. And it's better to just fucking smoke the guy. He earned it, to be honest. And of course, John Vernon's in this as the mayor. You know that he's going to be something like a piece of shit, a villain, if John Vernon's in your movie. Everybody
that
remembers
opening
him from
scene is so disturbing.
Oh, the sniper scene?
Yeah, never swim in rooftop pools. Never.
One, I wouldn't. Not because of the fear of snipers, but because all I could think of is how heavy that water is.
Well, yeah.
And I don't want to be in that thing when it collapses. But again, look at this. The photography in this film is amazing. The city itself is a character in the film. You get some amazing vista shots of San Francisco here. Filmed in Panavision, Technicolor. So you get those bright oranges for the blood. Actually, some of the blood's pretty good. Some of the blood it is actually pretty good. Like when you see the black dude shot in front of the bank, laying there.
That looked
The
good,
blood's
yeah.
going down his arm. That was red. That was dark red.
It was hit and miss back in the time. Sometimes they got it, sometimes they didn't.
I've actually been there too myself, D-Bud, because I worked in Vallejo, Napa Valley, all of it, and I worked all of the East Bay, and I made it a point to visit the locations from the real murders.
Which is a tiny bit scary.
Mm.
Get with some murderer groupie.
Yeah.
Well, I was just curious about that because I was in the area, and I'm like, I live here, work here, so I may as well stop and check that out. And it was pretty crazy to think that I'm standing on a location where a guy fucking lost his life, that taxi cab driver.
What? Frank Sinatra? I don't see that.
Well, I talked about this yesterday. I explained it to you. Frank Sinatra was had first right to refusal in the movie, and the problem was that he broke his wrist, his right
And
wrist,
couldn't hold the
and
gun, yeah.
couldn't hold the
don't-
44 caliber. And he tried to convince him to drop it down to a lighter weapon, a 38 special, and they're like, no, it's part of the story. The
He
Magnum.
wouldn't have been able to pull it off like Clint Eastwood too.
Well, he would have been in constant pain. Well,
I mean,
one of the things I was
you should
about to
suffer
get
for
to,
your art, dude.
yeah, no, I'm not going to argue with it, but I wanted to point out that that I mentioned something about the love-hate, that Clint Eastwood loved John Wayne didn't like Clint Eastwood, and but it led to another incident, which I thought would have been funny if Don Siegel had quipped something back, which is when they were making the movie The Shootist, Don Siegel directed that with John Wayne's last movie, and he pissed Don Siegel off the very first day they're shooting, where they're doing the big country scene where the guy is going to rob him, and he has the pistol hidden under his wallet. And he says, "Here's my wallet with a little something extra," and he shoots him. And he kind of bitched at Siegel and said, "Well, Ford wouldn't have shot it that way," which pissed Siegel off, and it caused a problem between the two of them the entire fucking shoot. But I was like, all he should have said is, well, Clint wouldn't have complained because Clint Eastwood would have just shot the scene the way he said to shoot it. And that would have miffed John Wayne off. So it would have been tit for tat. But I don't think Siegel thought of that. And also because of the disdain that John Wayne had for Clint Eastwood, which is sad because Eastwood did not feel the same way. He loved him and admired him. But he believed in realistic characters.
I mean, it's okay. Like Clint Eastwood has got the better Western.
He does.
For the more iconic Westerns.
As much as we say that, I'll turn right around and go, but there are 3 John Wayne Westerns that are the greatest Westerns ever made, which is number 1, The Searchers.
Yeah.
And, and the third one in the bunch is The Shootist. And I do believe that the one I'm thinking of is
True Grit.
Was it called The Three? That's not really a Western to me, but yeah, it's up there too. But I've always liked the movie The Three Godfathers. Another John Ford film.
I mean, I would have been surprised if you would have said like Rio Grande, Rio Lobo, and Rio, the other Rio.
No.
And I was like,
no.
Didn't he do those for like the money?
It was for the money. And they were all the same movie.
Run of the mill cowboy movies, essentially.
All right, I'm going to pause here for a second because this little restaurant that we see is actually not a real place. It's built onto the set. This is the same street from Warner Brothers backlot. And this is the entire scene is shot there. And what's funny is when he walks into the restaurant for the exterior shot, when he's crossing the street, if you look down the street, his movie Play Beethoven or Play Misty for Me is on the marquee.
They like
Clint
doing that
Eastwood's
with the
film.
backlot.
Yeah, you can put any movie you want on there when you do that. So I always thought that was cool. Arnold fucked this up when he was talking about the movie and how
yeah.
you think it's hamburger. You think a hamburger. It's like, no, it was a hot dog, motherfucker.
Yeah.
I love Clint, though. I love Arnold Schwarzenegger talking about it because the movie was a huge impact on him, and he really admired Clint Eastwood.
Was he already in the States by then?
Oh, yeah. He's
Yeah,
been
the
here
way
since
he's
the
talking in that interview, yeah, he already had good English. His accent was softer. Not like back in the Conan days where you could barely understand him.
No. I was asking. You said that the movie was a big impact on him. Was he in the States?
Yeah.
When this movie came out, it was like 72
in fact, at
or
the time,
74, 71.
No, 71.
71.
He was here in the 60s. He was here in the 60s.
Yeah,
for the third time. 60s. He's been here since the 60s.
60s though.
By the way, yeah, the fucking 60s. You asshole. Anyway, I do want to say something that
I love you, but
too.
I couldn't hear you.
So Clint Eastwood, his version of Dirty Harry, one of the things I really love about him is he's a lot like the U.S. military. It's an equal opportunity destroyer. And that's what we were told by our NCOs. When there's no race in the military.
Oh, yeah. You get a bullet. You get a bullet. You get a bullet. You're all fuckers getting a bullet.
The U.S. Army is colorblind. We are equal opportunity destroyers. And I fucking love that ever since I heard it when I was in the Army.
Oh, dude. It's the speech from Full Metal Jacket. It's one of the greatest speeches of all time, or like army speeches of all time. It's like, which one? Come on, it's the Lee Army one. In my corps, there's no bleep, 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 bleep. You're all equally worthless.
You're all equally worthless pieces of amphibian shit.
Yes. It's like you don't deserve to serve in my corps, in my beloved corps.
Yep.
It's one of the best speeches of
all
time.
We all got talked to like that. We're all worthless.
The only thing I used to be him, but I never. I was not really allowed to talk to my soldiers like that.
So here's the great line, and this dude that's asking. By the way, this actor is also a filmmaker. He was somebody that was friends with Don Siegel.
Yeah, this is so dirty though. When he pretends to shoot him, knowing that there's no more bullet left.
I got to know. And he walks over, pulls the hammer back, and click, and then he smiles and walks away.
Was in the sequels?
Yeah,
and it's been so long.
Look, I got to tell you, my problems with that movie, Snorty, it has nothing to do with its coverage of the war. My problem with it was the sun setting in the east, because that's the direction they're walking, is east, and the sun setting. And I'm like, what? And also, they're using California for the jungles of Southeast Asia.
It's not unheard of that they use sunrise for sunset and vice versa.
I also disliked that. Well, the problem is they're walking east. We know they're walking to the coast. It's on the east, and as they're walking towards the coastline, the sun.
I mean, in California, if you walk to the coast, if you're in California and you're walking to the coast, then you're walking west.
Yeah, and so it was just weird because if you know your geography, that sun was setting in the east, and it's just really fucking weird. But I still like the movie.
Why do you expect a Hollywood brass to know where east and west is?
Well, John Wayne put too much of himself in that. Is the problem. That character he's playing, though based on a real guy, was not involved with that story. And so he was a character created just for the film, for John Wayne. And that pissed a lot of people off that he did that. And but he wanted to do a World War II movie that takes place in Vietnam, and he's showing World War II tactics that weren't being used in Vietnam. That was the other problem with it. But past that, they got a lot of shit right in the film. And I fairly, look, we talked about the film on Military Monday once, and I gave it its credit for what it was due, for its accuracy in some areas. The only problem with the movie's sudden impact was the line, don't you remember that night under the boardwalk? And of course, I was in the theater with my friends. So every time she said that in a movie, we would go, boardwalk, boardwalk.
Oh, God. They must have hated you in the theater.
There was a lot of laughter behind us. I don't think so. There was a lot of laughter every time we did it. And it would get louder each time because every single time she said it, we would go, boardwalk, boardwalk. And anybody that doesn't know that, what we were doing, I feel sorry for you because it's a great song, classic song. Under the boardwalk, by the CEEE. On a blanket with my baby, that's where I'll be. So let's see.
Who cares about the Green Berets? Holy shit, this is fucking Dirty Harry.
Well, he's talking about that one thing, which is true. They shot it in the United States. Even
the one with Tyne Daly you can watch.
Oh, I laughed when he grabs her when she's standing right in the back glass area of that RPG, and he grabs her and pulls her as it goes off. That was funny as shit.
The role that got her the fucking Cagney and Lacey role.
Yeah. Yeah. I liked her a lot. Tyne Daly was funny.
She was funny. She was really funny in that movie, and it needed to be because she was like girl powering, like 70s girl powering, like early feminism or girl powering, yet she was so fucking clueless.
She was
that movie.
Terrible at her job.
Terrible. She was awful. And it made, that's how stuff works, right? When you have a character that's fucking clueless, but they're matched in with this hard ass that actually does the work. That's how it works. 48 Hours, the same. Even the one with James Woods and Michael J. Fox. I love that movie. It's so stupid.
Yeah.
But I love that movie.
I said the name of it the other
combination.
Day. What was that movie called? I forgot the name now. Because I was talking to Anima about it the other day.
I remember the plot. I don't remember the movie.
Ride Along? Was that it? No, not Ride Along. Not Ride Along. What was that fucking movie called?
The Hard Way.
Man.
It's called The Hard Way. Gary, it's called The Hard Way.
I heard you. Thank you.
Some things
now
never
the character,
change.
the original character was supposed to be balding, older guy in his 40s, and what it was that Siegel liked about him was how youthful and innocent he looked, and so he thought that would make for a better character, to be the bad guy, to be this guy that looks nice, who's actually a horrible, evil person, which is what reality is.
I thought you were talking about Clint Eastwood, and I was like,
no, I was talking about him.
Oh,
he was on
no,
screen
sometimes we're actually talking about the movie.
No. I was like, oh, he looked nice, not balding and stuff. I was like, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
No, take the scene in the
Here we-
school bus where he's so nice
here
and
we-
Yeah,
friendly with the kids before he snaps. It's creepy.
Yeah,
as
yeah,
fuck.
yeah.
So here we go. I got this video up here just so I could play this.
Dragon! Fire the black area!
I laughed when I talked to him about that. I said, what I thought was funny is you overemphasized the pulling of the trigger. And I said, it almost looked like you took a shit.
It does.
Wait, what was that Big Beef Pro with Sudden Impact? Oh, gosh, she's an awful actor. I don't want to get into this again because I just went off on a tirade about her the other day. The only thing she was a Hellcat in a sack that got her fucking cast and stuff. And that she was willing to take her shirt off. Show those little tiny titties, those skeeter bites. No, part 3 was, look, I actually enjoyed all of them, all 5 movies. I even enjoyed the shit out of Deadpool with fucking Jim Carrey in it and fucking Liam Neeson in it. I'm like, wow, that is so weird. Now, here's something a lot of people don't know. There are 16 novelizations out there. 4 of them are novelizations of the films, while the other 12 are all original Dirty Harry books. And if you've never known that, go see if you can find them to read, because I think they're all worth reading, and they all could have been adapted into films. And if somebody ever finds another actor who could pull it off, we should try to do it, but leave it the fuck alone unless he is somebody that can pull off Clint Eastwood better than Clint Eastwood. I'm glad that it wasn't Frank Sinatra. That movie would not have become a franchise.
No.
My, that's a big one. Locke was great as Simi Grand Outlaw Josie Wales. Yeah, she was emotionally stunted. I remember, like, just like off the cuff, my dad was one of the biggest fucking critics of non-continuity in films. Like, he had an eye for it. And we watched Josie Wales in the theater together, and afterward, he just kept pissing and moaning. For years, he pissed and moaned about it. Now, finally, like said, look, Dad, a lot of the shit you're complaining about happened because they wouldn't give him any more money, and he had to pay out of his own pocket to shoot those scenes. And so the position of the sun was not going to be consistent because they had to do it in one day. So I'm sorry that annoys you. Well, couldn't they have? I just told you they had one day to get all those shots done in. What are they going to do? Turn the set around so the sun's in the right position? Nobody's going to do that. My dad would get so angry when we have these arguments because my logic was better than his when it came to shit like that.
It's a good thing he hasn't watched Samurai Cop. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'm just
My
saying.
dad wasn't alive. My dad wasn't alive for that one.
Yeah.
It might have killed him. It literally might have killed him. That movie is fucked up.
And yet it has a part 2.
What year did that come out? Samurai Cop.
Uh,
No, he was alive during that.
It
No, he
was
was
shot in 91, and I think it came out a few years later. It's one of those movies where it took a while to shoot.
Yeah, it's one of those
took
Robert
them
Sedar films.
Yeah, it took them essentially about 6 months to shoot it because they shot and then they stopped, and then so much so that the main actor was he already like had a haircut, so they had to put him in a stupid female wig in certain spots.
God.
Oh,
and it
God.
was so obvious that he's wearing a wig. You're like, what the fuck? What? Yeah. That movie is so weird.
I got to tell you something right now. Scott has really worked hard to not fall under his dad's shadow as much as possible. So I highly doubt he would do it. It's not like Kurt's son, who's proud of his dad and loves the comparisons. I think Scott looks so much like his dad, it frustrates him that he wants to be taken seriously as an actor himself. Which I'm like, well, maybe take some acting classes. I love Scott. I really do. The guy can't. He couldn't act his way out of a paper bag. He was,
Ouch.
Should make a movie with Kristen Stewart.
yeah. Holy
Oh,
crap.
God.
She's like the female Keanu Reeves if Keanu Reeves didn't have at least a little acting skill. That's Kristen Stewart.
They should call
By the way,
they should call it the cardboard box.
yep. Now
It would be
I'm going
fitting.
to ask you guys right now in the chat, what movie franchise echoed this scene on purpose? Because it was a clear nod to Dirty Harry. In fact, that franchise wouldn't exist if not for Dirty Harry. Anybody know? This is the scene where he gets into the cradle and goes up there to talk to a jumper.
Oh, Mel Gibson and Danny
I was
Glover.
actually asking the chat, but that's
Oh.
okay. Thank you.
Yeah, why is Joe in the chat and not on a panel giving the answer?
Well, I'm going to punish him by not posting his comments. No.
Bad Joe.
Yes, James, you got it too. That's right. Lethal Weapon. Lethal Weapon had several scenes in it that were homages to Dirty Harry. And one of them was the jumper scene. Scott Eastwood was in Gran Torino too, because he was 22 in 2008. I like this scene where I think I'm going to throw up. Well, be respectful and maybe aim it towards the building and don't go throwing up on the people down below.
Oh, God, when he tells him how ugly and bloody a mess it is when people jump. And
Yeah,
give me your name and address now,
I don't
because,
want you
cleaning up that ID.
I don't want you pulling me down with you because we hit that ground and you wouldn't be able to tell whose leg is what.
It's brutal.
All the blood and gore on the ID, might not be able to read it because this is back before they put lamination on them. It was paper.
Yeah. And he's like, look at all those people down there looking up. You don't want to puke on them, do you? He's getting in his head. I loved it.
Yeah, he's making him so mad that he pulls him over and then knocks him unconscious and takes him on down. But you've got some like really other actors in this film that I like, and I've always been a big fan of a couple of the actors that you'll see in this film. Like Joseph Summer is one of the people that Dirty Harry has to be confronted by over the shit that he's done. And Joseph Summer is best known as the corrupt captain in the movie Witness with Harrison Ford. It's one of his best roles. But Renee Santoni is really good in this film as his partner, trying to figure out why they call him Dirty Harry. And this is a scene when he learns why they call him Dirty Harry, because at the end of it, he goes, now you know why they call me Dirty Harry, because every dirty job down the line, he'll take it. He'll do it. But Santoni is Santoni's a very good actor. He was, of course, in another terrible Dirty Harry ripoff film called Cobra. He played I think the captain. Didn't he play his captain in that?
I don't know.
I think he played Cobra's captain in that. But Santoni's a really good fucking actor. He's French Spanish heritage, but he got cast here to play a Mexican character. But I've always said that he looks a little bit like our very own Martin, Acosta
No,
Santana. Yeah.
no, not at all.
Anima and I had a little giggle that if we shaved his head, he's Martin. He doesn't have as cool as an accent as you have.
He does have a nice accent, though.
He does. Nice, smooth one. It's, well, I'm assuming, because I'm not sure where he's from.
The character, Mexico.
No, I'm talking about the actor, because that's his accent. He's from the Bronx. So if he's got any accent in this that's not from the Bronx, it's because he's trying to put on a Mexican accent. This is the one that upset me as a kid, that some kid was out there playing in this like area or something, and this guy just fucking shot his face off.
Yeah, 10 fucking years old. Who does that? Only a psycho.
I'm not sure who Joe DeWinter is.
Okay, this would have been a disaster. Marlon Brando. No.
Oh, God, no.
Okay, here's Alpha with the answers. Antoni of Corsican and Spain descent.
That makes sense with the accent.
I know who she is, Joe DeWinter. Okay, I know who she is. I had to see some other stuff she was into, put a face to the name. You got Harry Guardino in this too. He plays Bressler in it, his immediate supervisor. John Vernon is the mayor. You got John Larch, who is a great Western actor, plays the chief. Mae Mercer plays the little boy's mom. She's probably the most tragic character in the movie.
All right, boys and girls, I need to go because I'm falling asleep.
It's always about an hour. It's about an hour.
Yeah, I know.
You
I
last
don't
about
even
an
know
hour.
what time it is.
It's almost an hour.
Close to midnight. Close to midnight for you. That's usually
then
the
I'm
time where
going
you
to
go.
bed because I actually do have to work tomorrow. Anyway, guys, it's been fun.
Thanks for joining.
Any last thoughts before you go?
Yes, there's a great movie, worth a rewatch, and remember, it's the most powerful handgun in the world.
It could blow your head clean off.
Yes, correct. Not that stupid shit from Red Heat, right?
Oh yeah,
I know, Gary. I know, Gary.
With the fake gun, right?
Yeah. See ya, guys. See everybody.
Bye, man.
See you later.
I'll be back.
Great. Now they all left us, Gary.
Yay.
I said I'll be back. I'm not going away forever. Jeez.
I'm just making a dig at Joe.
Where's Joe?
I don't know. He muted a while ago, and then he's just in chat. I don't know what's going on there.
I mean, the year this movie came out, Brando was in Europe shooting Last Tango in Paris, the movie where he raped
Yeah, I know.
his co-star on camera.
I will never watch that movie.
Yeah, I'm not going to watch it again. Dreidel, dreidel, dreidel.
What? Oh,
it's a Jewish song. Dreidel, dreidel, dreidel. Anyway. I love a lot of the unusual colors in this film, like that violet. You'll see it in these scenes downtown when they're up on the roof.
yeah.
And I like it. This is the first time they take the fight to Scorpio. But I also love the fact that, Dirty Harry keeps getting caught in weird positions, like standing outside the window with the chick taking her clothes off. And now he's looking through a window at a girl taking her clothes off. And it's like, you know what? Dirty Harry's a bit of a Pete and Tom. I'm just going to say it.
Yeah, he's dirty in that way too. But yeah, Scorpio's playing cat and mouse with him. He's playing games. So they're beginning to figure him out. Like that he might return to places where he's already been. So it's getting easier, getting closer to him.
Oh, dreidel, dreidel, dreidel. It's not catchy. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I don't need to listen to it.
I guess he would have been the other Harry Palmer.
Yeah. Oh no,
Nice
Snorty.
beaver.
Bad Snorty. Bad Snorty. I've been spared that ugly thing for a while now, and you want to destroy it.
Ooh. Excuse me. I need caffeine, man. Because I've got to check, because I do believe that Nardo Bertolucci was arrested for Last Tango. I do believe he got charged. Director Bernardo Bertolucci was charged.
Who is he?
With he's the director of Last Tango in Paris.
Oh.
And had his civil rights stripped for 5 years in Italy for the RAPE involved in the movie The Last Tango in Paris. That's like Bluto from Animal House. There you go.
My brain refuses to remember that movie. That is one of the movies where you need a guys only panel to discuss, because that is made by guys for guys.
There are women that like it. There are women that like that movie.
There he is in the chat, pretending to be with us. What's up, Joe? What's going on? It's true, Snorty. Bad bear. What are you looking up now?
No, I was just looking up women's perspective on the film. The only women that don't like it are people that don't get the humor or people who are feminists. So it's like women are divided on that, which is fine.
It's just guys' humor.
Well, some women laugh at that. McQueen refused to make another cop movie after Bullet, believing the character was too right-wing for him. Newman suggested that the film would be a good vehicle for Eastwood. And I agree. I think that he was perfect for this part. I don't think the movie would have worked even with Steve McQueen. Eastwood was the actor they needed. Because this is kind of a Western, but in a city.
It is. It's a modern Western.
Yeah.
I mean, when they face each other in the last scene, that's a classic Western set up for a shootout.
I do like this scene here where Police don't have their own equipment. He's got to go out and borrow it from a friend.
Yeah. Well, no, his partner isn't supposed to go with him. So he has to go
Yeah, I know.
creative ways to get it. He can't use police equipment. He needs to get his own. It's not that the police don't have it.
You
he
just
can't
went a
use it.
long way around what I just said. That's what I said.
No, you said police don't have that. They have.
No, I said they couldn't get that from the police. So they
Yeah.
had to go and get it for themselves.
Okay, I misunderstood then.
Hutch, Utter, and Dan Tana as the vigilante cops in Magnum Force. That's right.
So basically, this is the moment where they finally work together, because typical cop movie, he's refusing a new partner because they always get hurt or killed, and he's going to work alone, and his boss tells him, no, you either work together or you don't work at all.
Yep.
And it takes a while for them to finally pull it together.
All right. So just to explain to you here what Alpha just said that is so awesome is the three vigilante cops in the next film, Magnum Force, is the actor famous for David Soul, who played Hutch in Starsky and Hutch. And then you've got the actor that played Otter in Animal House, plays the other cop, who, by the way, was a Marine during the 60s. And then you got Robert Urich, who is famous for playing Dan Tana, and also would play in the TV series Vegas, I think was the name of it, which was pretty good. Not as good as when he played the detective. So there you go. So good use of trivia in that. So I pause here so we can go back to this. This is where he borrows some scotch tape from his captain and pulls out a switchblade and tapes it, tucks it into his sock and tapes it to his leg. Which
For
will
once
come in
he's
handy
following
later.
the rules. No other police guys but him, and no fancy weapons or anything. So knife it is, and scotch tape. God, the noises he makes when he gets wounded. Scorpio. He sounds like an
Yeah.
animal.
It's a howl.
Yeah. Well, he is an animal. Shooting a 10-year-old.
Well, the character that Steve McQueen was talking about was a character that he played in Bullet. The guy's name is Bullet. And he felt he was too right wing. And I'm like, whatever. Oh, absolutely. D-Day is one of my favorite characters. Also one of my favorite actors. They had no moral compass whatsoever when it came to their killing innocent people. Guilty people. And yet thought they were like Harry because of his legend. They kind of remind me of something that gets echoed in the graphic novel Return of the Dark Knight, and in the movie The Dark Knight with Christian Bale. You have these guys putting on padding, going out there pretending to be Batman, fighting crime, and it's sort of the same thing. The Enforcer is the third movie in which Harry and a female have to collaborate on a mission. Yeah, she's one of those neo-feminists of the time, from the period. Tyne Daly. Of Ice Pirates, that's a guilty pleasure movie of mine. Absolutely. But be careful, John Whitaker, that you don't get space herpes.
Oh, God.
And they're not what you think. They're actually little creatures called space herpes.
Do they look like spiders? Because that would make them perfect.
No.
Oh, too bad.
So now I mentioned earlier that this film was inspired, the story itself was inspired by the Zodiac Killer. Because the film's antagonist, Scorpio, is loosely based on the Zodiac Killer, both targeting innocent people, sent taunting letters to the police and media demanding money and attention, and threatened to hijack a school bus. The hero, Inspector Callahan, was largely based on real-life San Francisco Police Department Inspector Dave Toschi. That was the guy's name. and the chief investigator in the Zodiac case. He's also a featured character in the movie Zodiac, played by Whistless Cunt, Dave, what's his name? Mark Ruffalo. Just a complete twat as a person. But I do want to point out, in the movie Zodiac, Fincher has the character of Inspector Tashi sarcastically react to watching Dirty Harry in the theater, which he pipes up, calling him a vigilante. And again, wrong.
He's not. No, yeah.
And that's your typical leftist Hollywood approach to Dirty Harry.
Man, when they're telling him they have to let Scorpio go, and yeah, they have the rifle and they can match the bullets, but it's not proof. That I got so angry with that scene. That's bullshit.
Oh yeah. I remember The Star Chamber with Peter Hyams directed. Not only Michael Douglas and Hal Holbrook, it also has Yaphet Kotto. God, I miss that man. What a great actor Yaphet was. He was Parker in Alien, one of my favorite characters in that film. He's only dead because she wouldn't move.
Yeah.
Get out of the way. So yeah, he's gonna fucking torture him now, make him run distances to go from phone booth to phone booth. This is getting annoying with my fucking internet.
It shouldn't be dropping anymore, though.
It is. Because. Just simply because it's going to.
Sorry about that. That was my phone.
Yeah, I know. No worries. Joe must be dealing with something over there that he's not able to talk.
He's usually not going away for that long.
Hal Holbrook, man, I've always loved that guy as an actor. And trying to remember, because like I loved him as one of the bad guys in oh my god, Capricorn 1. And he was so good as the villain in that. But he's also really good at playing good characters. And one of my favorite TV dramas that he did was the docudrama about the USS Pueblo when it was seized by the North Koreans.
Okay.
And it was a really good film. I watched that as a kid. I think it was like 8 when that came out, 9. I'm going to go look because like Hal Holbrook, just a solid actor. All right, here we go.
I have to admit, I don't think I've heard of him. So shame on me.
You've seen him in a lot of movies. You've actually seen him.
Yeah.
He plays Lieutenant Briggs in the movie Magnum Force, the next movie, which we will watch.
I haven't seen that yet.
It's lined up. I just rendered it to MP4 for you. So
I know.
You could watch it last night, but you were like, I don't want to watch another movie tonight. I'm too tired. Put something silly in.
I'm having bad nights, so starting a movie when it's past midnight already is not a good idea. Not if you want me to remember it.
But he was also in the movie, made-for-TV movie, Pueblo, which he played the ship's captain, Lloyd M. Butcher. And it is a very good dramatic film. And highly recommended. If you've never seen it, find a copy. I think it's on YouTube.
Really? That's cool.
Yeah, the movie, Hal Holbrook movie, The Pueblo. So the development of the film, the title originally was called Dead Right, by the husband and wife team of Harry Julian Fink and Rita M. Fink. It was originally about a hard-edged New York City police inspector, Harry Callahan, who is determined to stop Davis, a serial killer, even if he has to skirt the law and accept standards of policing, blurring the distinction between criminal and cop, addressing the question of how far a free democratic society can go to protect itself. The original draft ended with a police sniper instead of Callahan shooting the killer. Another earlier version of the story was set in Seattle, Washington. For more drafts of the script, as more scripts were written. Although Dirty Harry is arguably Clint Eastwood's signature role, he was not a top contender for the part. Harry Callahan was offered originally to John Wayne and Frank Sinatra, and later to Robert Mitchum, Steve McQueen, and Burt Lancaster. In his 1980 interview with Playboy, George C. Scott claimed that he was initially offered the role, but the script's violent nature led him to turn it down. When producer Jennings Lang initially could not find an actor to take over the role of Callahan, he sold the film rights to ABC Television. Although ABC wanted to do a television movie, the amount of violence in it made it impossible. And so the rights were sold then to Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers purchased the script with a view to casting Frank Sinatra in the lead. Sinatra was 55 at the time, and since the character of Harry Callahan was originally written as a man in his mid-50s, Eastwood in his 40s, Sinatra fit the character profile. Initially, Warner Brothers wanted either Sidney Pollack or Irving Kershner to direct, both of them solid directors. Kershner was eventually hired when Sinatra was attached to the title role, but when Sinatra later left the film, over what I explained, that the gun was too heavy for him, and it was part of the character, Kershner left as well. John Milius was asked to work over the script when Sinatra and Kershner were attached. Milius claimed he was requested to write the screenplay for Sinatra in 3 weeks. Terrence Malick wrote a draft of the film dated November of 1970, in which the shooter, also named Davis, was a vigilante who killed wealthy criminals who had escaped justice. Details about the film were first released in film industry trade papers in April of that year. After Sinatra left the project, the producers started to consider younger actors for the role. Burt Lancaster turned the lead down because he strongly disagreed with the violent, end justifies the means moral of the story. He believed the role and plot contradicted the belief in collective responsibility for criminal and social justice and for the protection of individual rights. Marlon Brando was considered for the role, but was never formally approached because he's a fucking nut job. Both Steve McQueen and Paul Newman turned the role down. McQueen refused to make another cop movie after Bullet, believing the character was too right-wing for him. And that's not Bullet, that's actually Harry Callahan. Newman suggested the film would be a good vehicle for Eastwood. The screenplay was initially brought to Eastwood's attention around 1969 by Jennings Lang. Warner Brothers offered him the part while his directorial debut film, Play Misty for Me, was still in post-production. On December 17, 1970, a Warner Brothers studio press release announced that Clint Eastwood would star in and produce the film from his company, Malpaso Productions. And Eastwood was given a number of scripts, but he ultimately reverted to the original as the best vehicle for him. In 2000 MTV interview, Eastwood said, "So I said, I'll do it."
Good one.
But since they initially talked to me, there had been all these rewrites. I said, I'm only interested in the original script. Looking back into 1971 Don Siegel film, he remembered the rewrites had changed everything. They had Marine snipers coming in at the end, and I said, no, this is losing the point of the whole story of the guy chasing a killer down. It's becoming extravaganza that's losing its character. They said, okay, do what you want. So we went and made it. Now, what he's leaving out there is that the guy who did one of those rewrites, John Milius, was brought back in to doctor the script again, to add some of the great lines and to polish some of the toughness of the script. So I'm just adding that in there for context. Now, Scorpio is loosely based on the real life Zodiac killer, an unidentified serial killer who had committed 5 murders in the San Francisco Bay Area several years earlier. Elements of Gary Stephen Christ were also worked into the characterization, since Scorpio, like Christ, kidnaps young girls and buries her alive while demanding ransom. In a later novelization of the film, Scorpio is referred to as Charles Davis, a former mental patient from Springfield, Massachusetts, who murdered his grandparents as a teenager. There are significant differences between the book and the movie. Among the differences are Scorpio's point of view. In the book, he uses astrology to make decisions, including being inspired to abduct Mary Ann Deacon. Harry, working on a murder case involving a mugger before he is assigned to Scorpio, the omission of this jumper and Harry throwing away his badge at the end. And by the way, throwing his badge away, he didn't throw his ID away, he threw the badge away.
I still thought that meant
so-
he's quitting.
It's hard to take that read because he didn't get rid of his police ID. And so I left that as an ambiguous statement there at the end.
I just got
Now,
the feeling
Audie
that
Murphy-
he felt like the cop and dragged across concrete. They can't make arrests.
Yeah.
Like they have to make arrests polite. And he's facing the same thing. You need to treat them well.
Politics.
Yeah.
So Audie Murphy, the war hero, was initially considered to play Scorpio, but he died in a plane crash before his decision on the offer could be made. When Kirshner and Sinatra were still attached to the project, James Caan was under consideration for the role of Scorpio. I don't know about that one. He's too tough. The part eventually went to a relatively unknown actor, Andy Robinson. Eastwood had seen Robinson in a play called Subject to Fits and recommended him for the role of Scorpio. His unkempt appearance fit the bill for a psychologically unbalanced hippie. Siegel told Robinson that he cast him in the role of Scorpio killer because he wanted someone with a face like a choir boy. Robinson's portrayal was so memorable that after the film was released, he was reported to have received several death threats and was forced to get an unlisted telephone number. In real life, Robinson is a pacifist, which you can tell in that
That's
interview
so
with him,
fucked up.
who deplores the
treating-
use of firearms.
Man.
Yeah. In real life, Robinson is a pacifist. Like I said, you can tell that through his interviews, and deplores the use of firearms. Early in principal photography in the film, Robinson would reportedly flinch in discomfort every time he was required to use a gun. I'm sorry, that's just pussified. I'm sorry. It's just like, it's not a real gun. It's a fucking blank gun.
No, I think
It's not
they are
bullets.
doing that to emphasize he's nothing like the character he plays. They're exaggerating.
Yeah. I don't know why they would bother to do that. As a result,
Because it
Siegel
almost
was
destroyed his career.
this is before that. As a result, Siegel was forced to halt production briefly and sent Robinson for a brief training in order to learn how to use firearms convincingly. So no, that's what happened. He's a fucking pacifist, and that annoys me. Melia says his main contribution to the film was a lot of guns and the attitude of Dirty Harry being a cop who was ruthless. I think it's fairly obvious if you look at the rest of my work, what parts are mine. The cop being the same as the killer, except he has a badge, and being lonely. I wanted it to be like Stray Dogs. I was thinking it in terms of Kurosawa's detective films, he added. It's just, I think that's very correct because I like Kurosawa's detective films, and Stray Dogs is a really good fucking movie by Kurosawa. And it's one of my favorites. He said, quote, in my script version, there's just more outrageous Melius crap, where I had the killer in the bus with a flamethrower. I tried to make the guy as outrageous as possible. I had him get a police photographer to take a picture of him with all the kids lined up at the school. He kidnaps them at the school, actually, and they showed the picture to other police after he's made his demands. He wants a 747 to take him away to a country where he'll be free of police harassment. Milius laughs uproariously saying this. Terrible things like this. And the children all end up like graduation picture. And the teacher is saying, what is the object under Andy Robinson? And the cop says, that's a Claymore mine. Teacher asks, what's a Claymore mine? And we hear the voice of Harry say, if he sets it off, there'll be spaghetti. Chief says, that's enough, Harry. Everybody said, that's too much. John, we can't have Melius doing this kind of crazy shit. I wanted the guy to be just totally outrageous all the time, and he is. I think Siegel restrained it enough. And I agree. I think that they used the best parts of Milius's work and kicked out the rest of it. Screenwriter Milius owns one of the actual Model 29s used in the principal photography, which I showed you guys in that photo. As of March 2012, it's on loan to the National Firearms Museum in Fairfax, Virginia, and is in the Hollywood gun display in the William B. Ruger Gallery. So there you go. Yeah, I can't stand the guy in real life, but he's a good actor, and I'm not going to take that away from him. But I think he's just a fucking typical fucking lefty pussy. I just don't like people like that. So anyway, media, back to this. Is Martin back? Did Martin ever come back?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I see you've been so quiet. I just weren't sure if he came back.
Oh, interesting.
What?
What Alpha saying?
That's cool.
I am literally walking into just a National Arms. Oh, that's fucking cool. By the way, Fairfax is a garbage town. So here we go. That's him holding the pistol from the movie that he owned and had it in his own collection. This is well before he had the stroke.
And wasn't it Eastwood who got it for him?
Yeah.
From the prop department? That is so cool.
There he is. There he is. There he is. This is Joseph Summer playing Rothko here, a bureaucrat, typical bureaucrat for the government. And he is such a good fucking actor. And the last film I remember seeing him in was as the corrupt cop captain from the movie Witness with Harrison Ford back in the 80s. Good fucking actor, though. I don't know what some of these people are like in real life. I probably wouldn't want to know half the people in Hollywood in real life. But I've been very lucky. I've met a lot of people from Hollywood, and I would say 95% of them are people that I like hanging out with and being
That
around.
was way back when, though, Gary. Hollywood nowadays is fucked up.
And this is where, because they bring in this fucking judge. There he is sitting in the background there from Berkeley to explain why none of your evidence is evidence. It's all inadmissible.
That's the
He goes,
scene.
well, then the
that
law
makes
is
me so angry.
crazy. Well, he says the law is, he says crazy or it's nuts. The law is nuts. And
I
he
think
gets
it's
angry.
nuts. Man, I got angry watching this because it's bullshit.
It's politics. It's pure bureaucracy.
Yeah, but how come that politics overrides justice? That's just wrong.
Welcome to the thing that's the problem here in America.
Yeah.
We got these, they call themselves liberals, and I know a lot of liberals who aren't like that. So I call them lefties. They're more leftoids.
You need to bear in mind, I'm watching all this from the European perspective because I'm not in the United States. So a lot of things just are run differently here. So some of the things are just hard to grasp for me. Like, how is it that way? And stays
Like,
that
when
way.
did you said that after I said it. Gambit, are you just not listening to the show? Or can you not hear me? Hello? Can you guys hear me?
We can hear you just fine. He's just, as always, not paying attention in class.
Doing his own show. He's doing his own show.
Yep,
I know.
yep, he is. It's his thing.
Oh, did you respond to my statement about Fairfax?
I think
Alpha?
so.
No, I don't think you did. Because it is garbage town. Fairfax is a garbage town. Absolutely. And I get kind of tired of people ranting about liberals. And I said, your aim is off. The problem is leftists. I have no beefs with any of my liberal friends. Who did you meet? Robinson or Summers? Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
Also, our other complaint about Fairfax, because we were pissed down in Fredericksburg, Stafford, that they were trying to Fairfax the area and turn it into nothing but a bunch of strip malls. It's like, fuck off with that shit. Oh, Clint,
yeah.
you met, Carmel, yeah, when he was the mayor of Carmel. Most of Northern Virginia is super blue. I've always, if I ever met him, I was going to tell him my favorite movie you were ever in was called Tarantula, just to see what his reaction would be.
Why?
Because that was an early film for him. He plays the pilot, the combat pilot in it. He's got a helmet on and shit. It was a giant Universal monster movie, and they used the real tarantula for almost all of it. But here you go. I'm going to pull it up for you. You get a couple of shots of him. He's got the mask on, but you can still tell it's him. Open in new window. And get the side shot here. There it is. Oh, that's not a very good copy. That's blurry. That doesn't look good either.
They suck at uploading good images.
They really do. This is garbage, man. All right, I'm going to go ahead and open this one here.
And they really have a thing for tiny pictures when you ask for large. It's so annoying.
All right, so let me pull it up here, share screen. Boom. There's a side shot of him. This is his first big movie. It was called Tarantula from Universal Pictures. And here's another shot of him. Where he's dropping ordnance on the giant tarantula. And that was it. Also, there was another actor in a movie like that, a little film called Them. And in that movie, Leonard Nimoy makes his first appearance.
Oh.
In a major film. Leonard Nimoy is a communications soldier in the main comm center. And he even has a bit of dialogue in it.
Nice.
I had to drive to Reston for an MRI yesterday. I hate the suburban sprawl from Fairfax Villas. It's pretty bad. Stafford is not terrible, but they really did kind of Fairfax it. We owe that all to Starback, the quarterback from Dallas. Fucking guy moved there and wanted to just turn it into wanted to open a new airport and everything, and we fought him tooth and nail. Hello, Gwen. TD Gwen, what's up? Dirty Harry is among a favorite. Absolutely glad to hear that. I was able to read 2 of the 4 scripts, both the husband-wife duo, Harry and Rita, and John Milius, respectively. Yeah, even though he's not credited in the film, he is the guy who doctored the script, even Clint Eastwood's final script. Staubach, that's the cocksucker. Yeah, I used to not like him because he played for Dallas, and then I hated him because of what he was doing to my home. We fought him tooth and nail, and then I couldn't stay for the rest of the fight because I joined the Army. And I left the rest of the fight up to my publishers at the magazine. And I never asked them. If we won the fight because I felt bad that they were not happy when I left and joined the Army. Gerhardt and Laura Geschwabner.
Well, you just disappeared, didn't you?
Well, they knew I was leaving. They knew it. They were my bosses. I told them. Wow, that guy messes up the Scorpio guy good. Well, my favorite moment is when he says, "This one's for free."
When he kicks him out, yeah. Well, he called him bad names. So, yeah.
You black son of a bitch.
Yeah, he deserved that.
I noticed he didn't use the N-word, though. Other writers included Terrence Malick worked on it, but his stuff was left out. Dean Reisner.
He does use the N-word in one of his letters where he announces next person he kills is either an N-word or a Catholic priest. So in writing, he uses it.
Yeah, but as a spoken word, I don't think he would say the word, even as an actor.
He's a psychopath, though.
No, I'm talking about the actor. I don't think he wanted to use that word.
Oh, yeah. That's probably why.
Academy. Staubach is a guest of honor. And people got mad. I got his autograph on the menu because it's Philadelphia shit. He's a Hoffer. Always respect a Hoff player. Yeah. I got to meet and hang out with a lot of the Redskins back in the day. I was a Redskin fan. He plays a gunnery sergeant. I think master gunnery sergeant. Because he's also called Gunny. This was a really violent moment in the film with this poor, alcohol salesman.
Yeah. That was brutal. At least he didn't step on him, though, when he left. He steps over him.
Yeah, that's the kind of name that the main character threatens to kill people if they say it. Probably why he became Dirty Harry. Yeah, why would he tell him where his gun is?
Yeah, that was weird.
Little things like that. It's been so long since I've seen North Dallas 40. I think the last time I watched it was in the 90s.
Wow.
It's the movie he's talking about here.
Yeah, I don't know that one.
Oh, God.
What is that? What are they talking about? I'm so lost. Care to enlighten me?
Nope.
All right, fuck you then.
Oh,
I'm going to pull a Joe and just disappear and go off mic.
There you go. He explained it to you.
Thanks, Alpha.
Yeah, I never did
this
that.
This is football?
Yes. I got into
Okay.
a huge argument with my brother-in-law because I called him a nerd because he was a big, fan of The Hobbit and all those books and of J.R.R. Tolkien. I said, well, you're a nerd. He goes, I'm not a fucking nerd. I said, well, let me ask you a question. When you go to football games, do you put on a jersey? Well, yeah. When you watch a game on TV, or do you put on a jersey? He goes, yeah. I said, you're a cosplayer. You're a fucking nerd. He got so angry.
That was mean. I hope he beat you up for that.
But it's true.
It is true. Diamonds Are Forever, the final Bond film that Connery was in, the weirdest fucking Bond film ever made, that wasn't from another company. Came out at the same time in 1971 and featured two gay killers, duplicates of Blofeld and Blofeld dressed up in drag, skipping through the desert, holding hands. It was weird.
I hear that voice.
Yep. I just pulled my foot out from under her because it's fucking hot here and she's like a heat pad. And she's like, how dare you disturb me?
The weirdest part is because like the characters' names were like Mr. Kid and Mr. Wint. That was it. And Putter Smith plays the one, and he kind of reminds me of Crosby from Crosby, Stills and Nash. And Bruce Glover, who's the father of Crispin Glover. And we just lost him, last year, right? 2025? Didn't he just die? And Glover was just a bizarre actor to begin with, but a good one. He's a solid actor. He is Jake Giddy's best friend in the movie Chinatown. Very good fucking actor, very weird actor. And his son is a chip off the old block. Oh, we lost Joe. Night, Joe.
He had to leave. Foxy's home. I guess that's why he was gone most of the time.
Foxy
Bye,
is
Joe.
home. Later, buddy. Yeah, there's such weird characters in that movie, dude. And I was with the guys over on Toxic Tuesday when we talked about that episode, and I made fun of it like crazy. But still, Joe St. John looked good in a bikini. Well, fuck yeah. Let's see. Hogs were the keys to the Redskins' success. 5 guys who together weighed 1 ton. They gave even
Wow.
average quarterbacks the opportunity to find a receiver. Hi, Vickman's girl.
Hi, Batman's girl.
Yeah, I just checked. He died last year. I thought so.
How old was he?
Probably in his 80s.
That's a good range.
Hey, Shander Hammerschlag. Welcome, friend.
Sander.
Yeah, too bad you weren't here earlier. I actually showed photos of that.
Yep.
Because he got typecast so badly that, it's just he couldn't get a decent part. And he finally got a part in the 90s with Deep Space Nine. And he had built a fan base because of it.
I just can't get over it that he got punished for playing a role so well. It's so wrong. Oh, that's the school bus scene. That was disturbing.
I was watching that game live when that happened. Bent his leg backwards.
Oh, God.
And George Michael, who ran the local NBC sports show, fucking showed it over and fucking over again. I could not believe how much it just kept showing that fucking thing. Oh my God. Like once was enough. To me, the one guy who really fucking earned that ring was Rocky Blyer. He fucking bled for it. Literally. He was pissing blood for a week.
Yikes.
Fun.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, you're just bringing up shit we said earlier, Sander. We went over all of that at the beginning of the show when you should have been here. You bastard.
Yeah, showing up towards the end. How dare you?
Way to go, Sander. Yeah, how dare you?
No Bakalaka Street for you today, buddy. You get detention.
If he behaves himself, he'll get it.
Who are you to decide that?
The host?
I'm the bossette here. Everybody knows that.
And I'm the producer, so
Right, we overrule you.
we're both under my Under my dominion.
Oh, we're on the same side, Martin.
I've got 5 terrorists going southeast on Bakalakadaka Street.
That
Yeah,
just
got the video now. Didn't even have to say it.
Fuck you guys.
happened because I allowed it.
I like the way he just kind of walks down onto the top of the bus.
Sander, oh my.
Yeah.
Yeah, those trying to run with those suits that are tapered at the ankles like that's really hard to do. It's like guys that wear the what are they called, the thin cut jeans that taper at the
Thingy.
ankles? It's weird.
Oh, the carrot cut. God,
There's
I
a
hate
special
those.
name for it. They call it, and I can't remember.
It's a hell of a thing, killing a man. You take away all he's got, and all he's ever gonna have.
No, well.
But yeah, the actor who played this Robinson, he got a lot of hate mail, threats. He had to get unpublished unlisted number.
Yeah, that shouldn't happen. He just played a character. Why all the hate?
Because people are crazy.
They are.
I'm like, first of all, that's a stagnant pool. You don't fish in that. That's a good way to get worms. Just saying. Huh. That's cool, Joe.
Okay. Good to kill.
Good movie. I like that movie. That's Tom Berenger and Sidney Poitier, right?
Yeah. In a skiing resort, I think.
Yeah, it's the guy's woman goes missing, and Poitier is an agent. Look after the villain who took her. Yeah, here's some of that not quite red blood. It took him a while to figure it out through the 70s.
We've seen a lot worse than that.
Oh yeah, Brannigan was bright orange.
I just find it funny when in the movie, in some shots they nail it, and in other shots it just looks fake.
Yeah, they should go more. They should go more method and let them
Consistent, yeah.
real.
This is where
Here's
it's
that
really a
moment.
Western.
He walks over there, opens up his wallet with his ID and his badge, takes out the inspector badge and throws it. And what I took that as he knows he's going to lose his
Yeah,
inspector.
he's assuming he's going to be fired.
No, I don't know if he's going to be fired,
No.
but he knows he's going to be demoted.
Yeah.
He's going to be demoted. So he's like, well, say goodbye to that, and throws it. But he doesn't get rid of the whole thing.
He did stop a serial killer. He just used a little more unconventional method. That's going to cost him rank.
Yeah, Unforgiven is up there too in my top 10 Westerns of all time. Yeah, we watched an episode yesterday with Clancy Brown of The Punisher. Well, it was Daredevil, but it was the Punisher season. And you meet Clancy Brown, his former commanding officer. And we get to see fucking Frank smoke him. I love that. He's in the
We have
middle
one
of a
more
fucking...
episode left, right?
Yeah. He's got like...
Okay.
He's trying to talk and, you know, have one of his monologues. And fucking Frank just, without even looking back, just points his gun back and shoots him and kills him. Shut up. It's like,
Yeah.
stop talking. And the opening footage on top of the building was quite epic. Yep. Yeah, I got to tell you, man, Lalo Schifrin, man, I love him and his jazz, the jazzy themes that he creates. And like the greatest theme that he ever created was, of course, the Mission Impossible themes. He created two themes, main themes. You have the mission theme, then you have mission accomplished theme. Yeah, they go two different ways. And I fucking love that music, man. Love Lalo Schifrin. Weirdest time signatures. Oh, did you know that
Yeah.
woman was recruited as an extra for All Quiet on the Western Front in 1930? I'm not surprised. Zinma was part of that crew of communists in Hollywood. Very talented guy, but you know, and the whole thing about the movie High Noon was a criticism of the treatment of the Hollywood 10 and how each one of them felt like they were left alone to fight a battle by themselves. And they were kind of taking a shot at Hollywood too. It was a very dark period. And one of the things that I also like about this film is in the way that they chose to do the cinematography, which again is somebody who had worked a lot with the director, and that's Bruce Surtees. And Surtees had this way of basically shooting very film noir. He wanted to shoot it like it was in black and white, but it's in color, but like it's black and white. And it gave it a distinct look. There's really stark, hard darks in it. Like you see at one point during one of the scenes, you see Clint Eastwood lit around the edges, his hair. Can't see his face. You can't see much of him. You just see the outline of it from the light. And that's just a great shot, very mood setting. And he used a lot of that in this film. And Bruce worked on a lot of films, like God, what was the other Clint Eastwood film he worked on? He worked on Firefox. He worked on that film. One of the weirdest films I think he worked on was a little movie called Conquest of the Planet of the Apes that came out in 1972, the next year. Anybody would talk?
I know nothing about the things you're talking about, so I have nothing to say.
Well, he had worked with Clint with other films. He had worked with him with the movie Beguiled. He was Clint's DP on the movie Play Misty for Me, which is really, in my opinion, the best Psycho film after the movie Psycho. That's a very psychotic fucking movie.
Except the Psycho was a woman this time.
Yeah, a woman. He was a DP on High Plains Drifter. He was worked on Joe Kidd. My God, how many movies did they do together? He did Outlaw Josie Wales. He also did The Shootist, by the way, because he and Siegel had a close relationship. They liked
That
one
was
another.
a good one. The Shootist.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Let's see. A couple of movies that you probably wouldn't watch. Oh, Escape from Alcatraz. I fucking love that movie. This is a weird movie that, like, it's a you either love it or you fucking hate it. Is the movie Inchon, and it's directed by Terrence Young. It's during the Korean War. General Douglas MacArthur masterminds the amphibious invasion of Incheon in September of 1950. And it's just a weird fucking war film. Not very well known, not very beloved, you know. Then he DP'd Firefox, which I brought up before. He did Honky Tonk Man, which is not one of my favorite Clint Eastwood films. It's not like it's bad or anything. It's a good movie, but it's just not one of my favorites. And then he did Sudden Impact. He did Tightrope. He did Pale Rider. Oh, wow. He did Psycho 3. And he did Beverly Hills Cop. I got to throw that in there. He did the movie Risky Business with Tom Cruise. Not a big fan of that movie. I know all about it. I've seen it. Not a big fan. I didn't like that movie. Didn't like that movie. Really hated that movie. Don't know that film. Don't know that film. Don't know that film. The Super was actually a kind of good comedy. Dramedy. That's the one with what's his name? Joe Pesci, when he takes over running an apartment complex, a tenement there in New York, and finds out that you don't get to be a bad guy or they'll call you out on it. He did the movie The Crush, which really I didn't like that film, nor its remake. Let's see. I hated the movie Karina. People go, why did you hate that movie? I went, Whoopi Goldberg. Anyway,
yeah.
Then he did a movie that I did like, The Substitute with Tom Berenger. Oh, wow. He was the DP on the made-for-TV movie Murder in a Small Town with Gene Wilder. It was really good. I liked it. That was crap. That was crap. That was crap.
You sound like J.K. Simmons, J.J. Jameson.
You should listen to him going through his email, Martin.
Crap. Mega crap.
That's Gary going through his email. Don't care. Crap. Garbage. Don't care. Don't care. 10 minutes.
So, Lady in Question was another Gene Wilder film that he directed over on produced and starred in for A&E, and he was the DP on that one too. So that was crap. That was crap.
Oh my God, Alpha!
Like that movie.
Alpha got a Planet of the Apes piggy bank.
Okay.
Surtees' last movie as a cinematographer was the movie Joshua. Came out in 2002, and he died in like 2012. And Joshua, I did not think was a very good film. I was very disappointed with it. I watched it because of Tony Goldwyn being in it and F. Murray Abraham, because I was a big F. Murray Abraham fan after Amadeus. And Giancarlo Giannini is in it too. He plays the Pope. And it's not a film I could recommend because I remember not liking it. And that was his last movie.
Why?
I just don't remember think it was very good.
Yeah, sometimes you don't remember the movie, but the impression that it left on you.
Something like that. But
Happens
with
to
less
me.
less of an accent. So yeah, he
Stop
killed
being
Mozart.
accent phobic.
He killed Mozart.
No, he didn't.
In reality, he did not. He was actually a
Yeah.
huge fan of Mozart's work.
Yeah,
He
they
was
different
just-
Yeah, but
rivals
that's-
like that.
But that was awesome in the last section here. He told me you killed Mozart. I kill a lot of Moes.
Yeah, I kill a lot of Moes. That was funny in that movie. The thing I love about F. Murray Abraham is he does not mind putting that tongue firmly in his cheek to make fun of stuff that he's done. He has a great sense of humor about his work. And he's a brilliant fucking actor. And if you don't believe me, watch fucking Amadeus. Him playing Salieri was brilliant. By the way, I did show someone the other day. I said, so, you're going to say that he was as great a composer as Mozart, huh? Hold on. Let me pull up some sheet music on the left side of the screen. Let me pull some of Amadeus's on the right. What do we see? Really big difference here. Oh yeah. What was it the king said? Your music has too many notes. There's a lot more going on with Mozart's music than
There's
with
only
Salieri.
2 musicians who have the right to say that has too many notes. 1 is the violinists and 2 is the flute players because they got the most notes in an orchestra.
Those goddamn flautists.
It's insane.
Bye, Penny. Bye, Penny.
Bye, Penny.
Film critic Roger Ebert gave the film 3 stars out of 4, calling it very effective at the level of a thriller, but denouncing its moral position as fascist. Gosh, when these guys use the word fascist, it has such an impact on me. When a leftist uses the word fascist, I find it funny. It's very funny.
No, it's not funny. It's tiresome.
Come on, Ebert, really?
Well, that's on you, Gambit, for reading what fucking critics have to say. Just skip over it.
Yeah. That's what he does. No. You do what you're doing, Gambit. Just stop repeating things that I said earlier.
Yeah.
No, that's what he does. Do it, buddy.
Yeah.
Do it.
Running his own show.
No, he
in the
is.
chat.
He's one of the bad guys in it. Yeah. He's in that movie. And what's funny, I didn't know that until the 1990s. And I went back to watch it in the 1990s with a buddy of mine. Hey, that's Salieri. He's like, what? Sorry, I didn't mean to say movies above your pay grade. From Amadeus Mozart, he played Salieri.
Okay, let me get it down. He was Ruafo in Star Trek Insurrection.
Yeah, he's one of the villains in Name of the Rose.
Yeah, the main villain.
Yeah.
Oh, man. My religion teacher proved how awesome he was because he was an awesome guy. So he got to substitute us in the class before or after religion. And he was like, okay, I'm not going to do 2 hours of religion with you guys. So you get to choose either 1 hour religion, 1 hour I just watch you do homework, or we can watch a movie. Of course, everybody was for movie. And he showed us The Name of the Rose. That was awesome.
Oh.
Best double class ever.
Yeah, so I'm going to go back to this one because that is one of my favorite lines in Ghostbusters. You were the best one you wrote. You're good. Most people can't hear me with the whole orchestra playing.
Depends on the instrument. Some really stick out.
Oh, remember the one in the beginning of Red Dragon?
No.
And he ends up killing him and feeding him to the dinner. Hannibal Lecter.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God.
Yeah. Like, what is in this amuse bouche? I'm afraid you'd be very upset with me if you found out what I put into it, because it was the flautist. Wasn't it a flautist? Yeah. Playing off key.
I think.
Yeah, that's it. All right. Man, fun show. Fun talking about Clint Eastwood and Dirty Harry. Great classic fucking movie. Love this movie. I want to thank Snorty, Gambit, Andy Morrow, E. Clay Thomason, John Whitaker, James Jameson, Penny, Wade, D. Bud Martin, 11 Alpha, Vinkman's Girl, TD Gwynn, 2000, and Sandra Hammerslag. Thanks for coming, guys. It was fun hanging out. And I want to thank Mephisto and Joe, of course. I hope both of them are having a good night, and we hope you guys have a good night. And with that, we're going to get the hell out of here. Everybody, have a wonderful Wednesday, and we will see you on Friday.
Bye,
Bye guys.
Bye.